So over the past few years I've covered a number of saucy titles on the Switch, some more saucy than others, but all but a few of them have gone beyond the trashy tile swapping puzzle genre. Two such titles are Hentai vs Evil and Waifu Impact, both third-person shooters which have you running around as scantily clad anime girls shooting nasties. But now we have a third one to add to the mix, as Anime Girl's Son of a Beach once more sees you donning nothing but your bathing suit and tooling yourself up to battle some bloodthirsty sea creatures. So drop a like, subscribe for more Switch content, and let's check it out. So no self-respecting anime game would be complete without its main menu featuring one of its babes performing silly little poses complete with jiggle physics on the old happy sacks now, would it? But Son of a Beach has a lovely little redhead for you to woggle at and a number of different menu options to choose from. The settings are basic with no option for gyro controls unfortunately, but the character menu offers a selection of 6 different anime girls, each unlocked in turn as you reach certain level thresholds, and the weapons menu is where you're going to be spending your hard-earned cash to unlock a variety of weapons including pistols, shotguns, assault rifles and SMGs, sniper rifles and, finally, an RPG, which is of course a Milka MGL, but we're splitting hairs here and there's a decent selection on offer nonetheless. Heading into the game though, and this one contains a level select menu with each new day unlocked by completing the previous day, but there are 30 of them in total and each brings with it new more powerful variants of the game's enemies. Beginning at day 1 though, we find ourselves standing on a small set of interconnected islands armed with nothing but a pistol to start with, and Son of a Beach is a wave-based survival game where the objective is to defeat all of the enemies in each of its waves to complete the day and move on to the next one, so pretty simple stuff here. Its controls are also pretty simple. Move and aim with the thumbsticks, aim down sights by holding the ZL button, and we can jump and crouch with the Y and B buttons, though crouching really serves no purpose whatsoever in this one, as rather than increasing your accuracy, it instead does the opposite and increases the kickback from your weapons. We can also sprint by pressing in the left thumbstick, and you're going to be doing a lot of sprinting in this one, especially to avoid its fast moving enemies. But both jumping and sprinting consume stamina seen as the small bar below your segmented health bar in the top left corner. Finally, the number of remaining enemies is seen in the top right corner, and alongside your scanner which can be activated with the L button and adds a mark to each of the enemies, this lets you know how many are left and where they're located. Now, the gunplay is relatively basic, and to begin with you'll be facing off against some small frog-looking creatures and multi-eyed spiders, each of which take only a few shots to down. But as you progress through the days, the variety of monsters increases, first adding in some larger crab-like creatures, and finally some boss enemies featuring large health bars that you need to whittle down. In order to contend with these growing hordes though, you're going to need to invest in some more powerful firearms using the cash earned from completing days, and alongside your pistol you can hold one primary weapon, which unlike the pistol has limited ammo, but it can be topped up by opening chests scattered about certain levels after defeating the spiders which hatch from nearby eggs. In addition to your weaponry though, some of the levels also feature exploding barrels, which when shot produce a large AoE blast damaging both the enemies and you if you get too close, so there's a certain degree of strategy to the game as you round up waves of enemies and then take them all out in a single blast. However, not all levels contain these barrels, and sometimes you have to resort to more unsavoury tactics as the game's AI isn't great when it comes to pathing. The barrels also prove next to useless when it comes to tackling bosses, but should you find yourself taking damage and in need of a pick-me-up, there are also larger chests scattered about the place containing med packs. Now, like I said, the enemy variety is decent, but aside from the odd boss enemy which occasionally spits out poison goo at you, the majority of them are melee based and can easily be avoided by backpedaling away from them, so the gameplay in Son of a Beach is not the most challenging, and given enough time you could probably complete all of them using nothing but the pistol. There are however moments where, to avoid being surrounded and overwhelmed, you'll need to sprint away or dive into the ocean and swim to an adjoining island to gain a more favourable location, especially when it comes to some of the more speedy enemies, which does keep things somewhat engaging. But on the whole, I wouldn't say that I struggle with any of the levels, and while there are plenty of weapons to unlock and each character comes with improved stats and a new set of buttons for you to ogle at, gameplay does become rather repetitive. Level variety is pretty limited, with there only being 4 or 5 layouts, and although certain levels instruct you to defeat bosses in them, there are in fact multiple levels which contain multiple bosses, reused from previous boss battles, which does somewhat remove the novelty of them. All in all though, Anime Girl's Son of a Beach is a simple but enjoyable third-person shooter. It's mechanically sound for the most part, looks pretty decent, and its performance holds up well on the Switch, but while its combat does have its moments, it is let down a little by the lack of variety of both its enemies and levels, which could have easily been enhanced by adding in things like enemy weak points and more environmental features to interact with. But as it is, it's best served as a bit of a time filler game in my opinion, and while it's reasonably cheap, I'm not quite sure that the price point is justified, so it might be one to wait out for a sale on. That though just about does it for this review of Anime Girl's Son of a Beach. So are you a fan of gun-toting, bikini-wearing anime babes, and will you be giving this one a go? Let me know down below, and while you're at it, drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. But for now, thanks to the patrons of the channel for their ongoing support, and to you the viewers for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and game on.